जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर राधे जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर निताय की जय ओम विश्वपाद परमो सुप्रियचिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर षट्सी भक्ति वेदांत स्वरूपाद की जय नामाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास हरिगोर भक्तुंद की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय मथुरा धाम की जय बाग नवदीप धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की स्वामित भक्तवृंद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय जगत गुरु श्री गोपाद की जय all gurus to assemble together all gurus to assemble Hare Krishna Til Prabhupada ki jai Hare Krishna welcome devotees this is ISKCON Seshadripuram Zoom platform this is a Srimad Bhagavatam daily class so we are discussing today fourth canto eighth chapter 29 and 30th verse I'll just project the thing shortly on the screen. Give me 2 minutes. We'll start the shloka recitation shortly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jaya Muniraye Nashtaprayasho Bhadresho Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistigi Om Ajnanatimirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदाम्यं ददाति सुखदान्तिम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखावितं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुतिदेवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 29 and 30 shloka of 8th chapter, 4th canto. परितुष्यत्ततस्तता तावन्नमात्रेण पुरुषः दैवपसारिदं यावद्गी विक्षेश्वरगतिं बुधः. Word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Paritushit, one should be satisfied. Tataha, therefore. Tata, my dear boy. No, that is tat, my dear boy. Tavat, up to such. Matrena, quality. Purusha, a person. Daiva, destiny. Upasit saditam, offered by. Yavat, as. Viksha, see. Ishwargatim, the process of Buddha. Buddha, one who is intelligent. Translation. The process of Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will. The great sage Narada instructed Dhruva Maharaj that one should be satisfied in all circumstances. Everyone who is intelligent should know that because of our concept of bodily existence, we are subjected to suffering and enjoyment. One who is in the transcendental position beyond the concept of body life is considered to be intelligent. One who is a devotee especially accepts all reverses as gifts of Supreme Lord. When a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as a God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind, and intellect. An intelligent person, therefore, should be always satisfied depending on mercy of the Lord. 30th shloka I will read now. अथ मात्रोपदिष्टेन योगेन वरुरुत्सतिसि यत् प्रसादं सवैं पुंसां दुराराध्य मतो ममम्. Word to word translation. Atha, therefore, matra, by your mother. Upadishtena, being instructed. Yogena, by mystic meditation. Auraru satsasi, want to elevate yourself. Yat prasadam, whose mercy. Saha, that. Vai, certainly. Pumsa, of the living entities. Duraradhyaha, very difficult to perform. Mataha, opinion. Mama, mind. Translation by Silprabhupada. Now you are decided to undertake the mystic process of meditation under the instruction of your mother, just to achieve the mercy of the Lord. But in my opinion, such austerities are not possible for any ordinary man. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport by Silprabhupada. The process of Bhakti Yoga is simultaneously very difficult and very easy to perform. Sri Narada Muni, the Supreme Personality of Supreme Spiritual Master, is testing Dhruva Maharaj to see how determined he is to prosecute devotional service. This is the process of accepting a disciple. A great sage, Narada, has to come to Dhruva under the direction of Supreme Personality of Godhead just to initiate him. Yet he is testing Dhruva's determination to execute the process. It is a fact, however, that for a sincere person, devotional service is very easy. But for one who is not determined and sincere, this process is very difficult. Hare Krishna. So before that, there is one more shloka which got covered last week, but I'm just reading this translation so that we correlate. The before shloka says, my dear Dhruva, that is Narada Muni is telling to Dhruva Maharaj, my dear Dhruva, if you feel that your sense of honor has been insulted, you still have no cause of dissatisfaction. This kind of dissatisfaction is another feature of illusory energy. Every living entity is controlled by his previous actions, and therefore there are different varieties of life for enjoying or suffering. I'll read purport also. In the Vedas, it is said that living entity is always uncontaminated and unaffected by material association. The living entity gets different types of material bodies because of his previous fruitive actions. If, however, one understands philosophy that as living spirit soul, he has an affinity for neither suffering nor enjoyment, then he is considered a liberated person. It's confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. When one is actually situated on a transcendent program, he has nothing for which to lament, nothing for which to hanker. Narada Rishi first of all wanted to impress upon Dhruva Maharaj that he was only a child and should not have been affected by words of insult or honor. And if he were so developed and as to understand honor and insult, then this understanding should have been applied to his own life. He should have known that honor and dishonor are both destined only by one's previous actions. Therefore, one should not be sorry or happy under any circumstances. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll discuss shlokas now. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जय पताका स्वामी नित्य नामने नमो आचार्य पदाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरपतदमदाय नग्रग्राम तारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिण निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री सदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण so current shlokas basically the Dhruva Maharaj story. So you most of us know the Dhruva Maharaj story. I'll just sort of recap the story which is given in the earlier shlokas and in starting with this chapter. So Dhruva Maharaj was basically son of Uttanapada. So Uttanapada was a king. Who is so Uttanapada is son of Swayambhu Manu. Swayambhu Manu is the first Manu in the creation. And obviously Swayambhu Manu is coming from the Lord Brahma. Okay. So Swayambhu Manu and Lord Brahma, Swayambhu Manu, Uttanapada, Dhruva Maharaj. Uttanapada has two wives. Uttanapada has two wives. One is Suniti, Suruchi. Suniti is a mother of Dhruva Maharaj. Suruchi is the other wife. It so happened that Uttanapada king was more affectionate towards Suruchi, whatever may be the reason. Of course, Suniti also was his wife, and he was also there. She was also there. And Dhruva Maharaj was her son. He was 5 years old that time when this is happening. As a paternal affection, he was sitting on the lap of Uttanapada, his father's lap, enjoying the interaction with father. That time Suruchi came, the other wife of Uttanapada, wife of Uttanapada. And she told to Dhruva, that time Dhruva was small boy. So you boy, Dhruva boy, you cannot sit on your father's lap because your father loves me more and you don't have really right to sit on his lap. And she was telling you need to be highly punyavan to sit on his lap, do some austerity. You are not, basically she was telling you are not qualified by all means. Because Uttanapada, his father, is more affectionate towards Suruchi and he is not much affectionate towards Suniti, who is a mother of Dhruva Maharaj. This was the conversation. Now, Dhruva was just small boy, but he felt insulted that at that age. That is a quality of Kshatriya. Because Kshatriyas are very sensitive towards these insults, egos, and because their nature is that way. It's a spirit of Kshatriya. Good or bad, it's a different thing, but that's the spirit of Kshatriya. Now, in the right context, we should be, if you should feel bad about insult, but in the either way, we should not at all worry. That's a discussion point today. So this is what happened. Obviously, small boy, he went to Suniti, his mother, started crying and started sort of very nervous mood, told why this happening with me. Suniti was knowing all this because she was adult, obviously. She could understand it's all about favoritism and all that. Somebody will be favorite, somebody will not be favorite. This is a material world. So she was expecting that this will happen, and she was telling Dhruva Maharaj, look, that's right. You are getting this treatment, which is basically, in one sense, expected, because your father doesn't like me so much or doesn't love me so much, not much affectionate towards me. So you are getting this stepmotherly treatment. She was trying to pacify Dhruva Maharaj, but Dhruva was saying, no, I want to understand that why it is like that. I want to gain the position of my father. It was very exalted position. It was start of creation. Swayambhu Manu is next to Brahma. Brahma is a creator. So it's like Brahma was his great grandfather. And his grandfather was Swayambhu Manu. So he was coming from that great generation. Okay. And so he was feeling insulted, which is very obvious because they are in Kshatriya, king, no? So Kshatriya. And he was feeling injustice also. So all sort of feelings are coming to him: injustice, anger, insulted. And he was obviously complaining to his mother, saying that please do something and I want to become like him. I don't want, why I should worry about somebody giving me the throne. I myself will sit on the throne. Tell me what is to be done to do this. Very different type of spirit, which generally 5-year-old boy may not exhibit, mostly not. At the most, they will exhibit this sort of behavior for some petty things. I want this sweet, I want that small things. I want this dress at the most. At this, but Dhruva Maharaj say, I want throne, and you tell what is to be done. He was a boy, 5 year. Okay, 5, 7, whatever, it doesn't matter. But he was a boy, definitely not so matured to exhibit, but he was exhibit because he's a Kshatriya spirit, and he was a devotee, and a very unique soul. So that's what we have to understand. He was not ordinary soul. He was a very Mahan soul, great soul. So he was exhibiting these qualities. Being a boy, he may not be able to correlate everything. He was not able to assimilate this, why this is happening. That's why his mother explained him, this can happen with anybody. And this is all part of material life. She was also trying to explain him how it works, material world works. Because he does not have experience. He did not have experience of material world. And she was telling, if you want to gain this position, you should do a lot of austerity. You should satisfy Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality, because who awards everything? She is not telling you satisfy demigod of this, that. No. She's telling you have to satisfy Lord Krishna, who is a creator of this material world and everything, material and spiritual world. And he only, based by his mercy only, you will be able to achieve this. So she is very clear. And Dhruva Maharaj was sort of acknowledging, yes, I will do that. And by this time, this was happening, Narada Muni was passing. Narada Muni is known for converting, like pitching in all these sort of critical flashpoint and then put a spark there to, sort of explode into bhakti. That is his, because he's a devotee of God. He's an unparalleled devotee of God. So he came and he said, look, what he was telling, yes, I agree with your mother, and that's what you have to do. You have to do a lot of tapasya. You have to satisfy Lord Krishna, Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead. But before that, and he has come to giving benediction, he has come to inspire him to do this sort of austerity, to start worship of Lord Krishna. He has come there with that purpose, so that Dhruva Maharaj becomes great person and he gets unparalleled position. So this is all past times, of course, and that's what is happening. And Narad Muni, but before that, he was sort of testing Dhruva Maharaj sincerity or determination. Is he really want to do this, or is he just sentimental? momentarily. So flash, knee jerk. Or is he really feeling from heart that I want to worship, um, do the austerity for Lord Krishna? Very important. So then Narad Muni speaks some philosophy, which is like mentioned here. So Prabhupada explains in one of the first shloka, earlier shloka which I read. Narada Muni is telling Dhruva Maharaj, my dear Dhruva, if you feel that your sense of honor has been insulted, you still have no cause of dissatisfaction. This kind of dissatisfaction is another feature of illusory energy. Every living entity is controlled by his previous actions, and therefore there are different varieties of life, enjoying or suffering. So, this is what Narada Muni explains to Dhruva. Next sloka says the process of Narada Muni only is telling the process of Supreme Personality of God is very powerful, wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied whatever comes, favorable, unfavorable, by his supreme will. Next sloka says, now you have decided to undertake mystic process of meditation under instruction of your mother, just to achieve the mercy of Lord. But in my opinion, such austerities are not possible for ordinary man. It is very difficult to satisfy Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I read this sloka just to maintain that continuity. So Narada Muni is explaining Dhruva that first of all, he's trying to give him knowledge now, preparing him for the austerities, and testing him whether he is fit to take up this tapasya, because the tapasya he did was not ordinary. It was requiring a lot of determination and most importantly, sincerity. It should not be, it cannot be on the some weak footing. So he wanted to test. So Narada Muni tells that this sort of insults, first of all, should not touch the boy age like you. But even though you are an exceptional boy and you are seeing it as an insult, or seeing it as an insult means you're a different soul. You are a very elevated soul. That's one thing. Then he was telling but then if he has got so much understanding of insult and honor at this age, at this level, then Narada Muni was mentioning you should know, like now Narada Muni is preaching. Narada Muni is telling him the philosophy. Insults and the honor, first of all, they are not as important. They are part of material life. They are just coming, and they will come and go, and it's part of material life. It is part of material life. They are actually coming due to your own karmas. So Narad Muni is telling is that intelligent person who is a learned person, who is a Brahmana or who is a devotee, he will see insult and honor as his own responsible. He still, this happens to me because I am responsible. I would have done some karma in the earlier life, earlier time. And due to that, this is coming as a reaction. So, and it is not only true for insult, honor, or something, it's true for everything. Whatever we get, money, we get position, we get some happiness, we get some distress, we lose dear and near ones, we get somebody in our home, new boy, new baby. We develop some relation with some people, and like that. So whole thing works. We are gaining, we are losing. We are gaining, we are losing. So all this is happening due to our karma. So Narumni explains he as a part of that package only, we are actually getting honor. Sometimes we are getting honor if we have done some good karma. Sometimes we are getting insult or dishonor due to karma. The thing is, the whole Narad Muni is explaining the whole the vicious circle or the whole material working of material nature. This is the way it works. Because all of us in the material world, all of us means, keeping aside the devotees and advanced devotees, most of us, and definitely the materialistic people who doesn't have any knowledge of spiritual life, we are thinking we are body. We have forgotten our real identity. That's why we are in material world. Now, whatever is happening to us, whatever we are perceiving as a honor or as a distress or as an insult, is due to our identification with body. We have identification with our body and our forgetfulness of soul. Prabhupada explains in this shloka purport that we have forgotten our identity as a soul. At a soul level, we are Satchidanand. Means there is no relevance of honor or dishonor, happiness, so-called happiness or so-called distress at soul level. It's originally happy. Satchit Anand. Sat Chit Anand. Sat, eternal. Chit means fully knowledgeable. So if you are knowledgeable, if you are not ignorant, you will not feel insulted or honored, because these are all coming on the bodily platform. So the Narad Muni explains that all our so-called whatever we are gain or loss or comfortable or discomfort positions are due to our perceptions, due to our mind. The whole storehouse is in mind. Mind is a representation of material. Material is a main dealing instrument with the material energy. It's a storehouse of all our material desires and all our material understanding or feelings or impressions. So, because we are thinking, I am body, then we are thinking others are also body. We are not able to see others as a soul because we are not able to see we ourselves as a soul. Because that's ignorance. We feel, oh, everything is on bodily platform. Body means, when we say we are body means, it's not just biological thing. It's basically, body means it's a upadhi. When you say body, I mean in a philosophical way, when we say body is there, physical body, that's all there. But when typically Shastras say ki you are on bodily platform, is basically philosophically it has to be understood that upadhi or the designations or the attachments or the paraphernalia associated body is what we call as a body. Suppose I feel I'm an engineer, so I will take myself as an engineer. Now, if somebody deals me as an engineer, I'll deal with as an engineer, and then I'll keep thinking throughout life that I'm an engineer. At the end of the body, the engineer degree will go away. But then we keep carrying that impression throughout our life that I'm engineer, I'm doctor, I'm this, I'm that, I'm manager, I'm this, I'm businessman, I'm boy, I'm girl, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this religion person, I'm that religion person. But our original Veda, Sanatana Dharma says that you are neither this. We are not this, we are not that. Neither you are, like your engineer or your doctor. You are a soul who is having different functionality. Soul is having different functionality, identity. That is Satchidanand. Identity is basically we are servant of God, servant of Lord. That's our identity. And all our activities at soul level are towards satisfying the God, serving the Lord, serving the devotees. Now, since we have forgotten that we are a part and parcel of Lord as a soul, and we are thinking I am my body. So whatever bodily designation we have accumulated based on our karma phalas, and material nature beautifully facilitates these transactions, and Maya, material nature is Maya, beautifully makes you think that this is what I am, this is what my body is, and we feel others are also that body, so others is doctor, so I'll deal with doctor. Okay, I'm not saying we should not, I'm not saying that we should not deal as an engineer and say that no, suppose I'm working in company and suddenly I should, no, I am a soul, I'm not working, I'm not saying that. That will be very funny. But we should understand that ultimately at a core, we are soul, spirit soul. And these are all bodily designation. Body is a tool. We should take that way. Body is a tool now to interact with this material world. And the whole purpose of the getting this body and liberating from this body has to be understood. So it's a question of consciousness. So Prabhupada always use this word material consciousness, Krishna consciousness. So when we say we are body, and we are not understanding that we are soul, servant of God, then we are having material consciousness, means we feel we are body. Consciousness means we feel I am body. But when there is spiritual consciousness, Krishna consciousness, then we feel I am soul, body is there as a cover, as my tool. I am sitting in the body. So it's not that we'll not feel body, we'll feel about body also. Even in Krishna consciousness, we'll feel about body, but we'll see body different than soul, that we can slowly understand those. Slowly we'll start dissecting this. And that's how realization comes. So as we keep, as we by Lord's mercy, Guru's mercy, as we keep getting enlightened, we start realizing there's a difference between body and difference between soul. And we start acting on the soul level, which are basically nothing to do with this body level. Means suppose if there is a, so it means what Narada Muni explaining, this what exactly we are discussing now. And Prabhupada explains it beautifully. All these are designations. Now, when you start understanding that we are not body, anything related to associated bodily outcome, bodily transaction will not be worried, will not be feeling it, will not be disturbed by that. We mean soul. Suppose there is an insult, we'll say fine, it's all bodily transaction. Somewhere I would have done something, I am getting that reaction. If it is honor, yes, fine. If something I would have done some bad, a good thing, I am getting that punya phala. But more importantly, we should not forget that, okay, this is all fine. That, okay, I do good, I'll get good, I'll do bad, I'll get some bad result. So, but that's not the end of it. We should understand that the whole proprietor of all this, the whole arrangement of all, the whole facilitation is being very mercifully given by God, Lord. So it's not only laws of karma. Okay, I'll do good, I'll do bad, I'll do bad. No, it's Lord is third entity there, who is actually the major stakeholder and who is actually the controller, not even stakeholder, he's a controller. So it's not sufficient to say that, okay, I had done good karma, so bad karma, I got bad thing, next time I'll do good karma, I'll get good thing, I'll be happy. I have nothing to do with Lord. That is not the philosophy. That is karma mimamsa philosophy. That's incomplete philosophy. The real philosophy, Vedas, and then summary is in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, is basically Lord is there who is actually giving you the karma phalas. And without his sanction, nothing happens. You may do good or bad, but he has to sanction that. And it's the whole setup is basically because everything is coming from him, marginal energy. We are like his marginal energy, it's material energy, external energy, and the whole transactions, and we have something to do with Lord. We are coming out of from the Lord as a part and parcel. We have relation with Lord. So the whole karma, laws of karma cannot be just isolation. In isolation, we cannot understand. I understand, no, total element, 5 element, that is supreme, super soul, laws of karma, and then material energy. That's how it is. So Narada Muni is now explaining to Dhruva Maharaj that Dhruva, that time is a boy, that look, you should understand that this is all happening due to insults. I mean, insults and also happening due to your karma. So you should not first of all worry about it. He's just trying to prepare Dhruva to go to the next step of actual austerity and actually surrender to Lord. So philosophy is very important. It's telling that don't worry about all these transactional things. This will keep coming and going, and you should not worry about it. So this is one thing. So this is one discussion between Narada Muni and Dhruva, and he's trying to prepare. Secondly, he's testing him. He's telling, you're a boy. You're a boy. Why should be worried about all that? Just play. Go and play. Do something playfully and play some small. Don't worry about this. But Dhruva Maharaj, he was checking his determination, that But then Dhruva was determined. He said, no, I want to understand this, why this is happening to me, how to attain the position which is not be disturbed by material transaction. Means he was actually trying to understand the spiritual thing. He was trying to go into soul platform where actually understand that these are all useless things, material things, insult, honor, they are all you'll keep, and we should not get disturbed by that. You have started understanding it slowly. There is an inclination, there is a trigger that I know. He was basically questioning the status quo. We can say that Dhruva Maharaj was at that age. He was questioning the status quo. Why one should suffer? Why one should get insulted? I don't want this sort. I want position which will not be affected by anybody. Permanent position. That is what start of spirituality. We should start inquiring why insults are happening to me, why bad things are happening to me, why there is a distress. Is there anything, something which will give me the permanent happiness? And that's the starting point. Atyato Brahma Jigyasa. And we all are in Bhakti Parampara now by mercy of Guru and Lord. And we all are there because we some point of time questioned this status quo of material life. By mercy of Lord, we got that intelligence and we got that strength to question, no. Something is not right in material world. Yeah, there is something wrong. Why I'm enforced upon all those sort of distressful condition? I want so much thing, so much happiness, but I'm not getting that. It's flickering of in happiness. More that there's a distress. Can it be stopped? And we can see the, what we call um, uselessness of this material world. We can see there is a hollow thing in material world. Slowly we understood that somewhere based on our earlier karmas and maybe some sukritis, we could question. That's why we are trying to understand more and more about material world, about Lord, how to be permanently happy. And Bhagavad Gita tells it very clearly how you should be happy. First of all, you have to change your consciousness. You get a knowledge. So basically, it's austerity, and we have to get a knowledge. We have to do austerity to understand, to reach to the Lord. Dhruva Maharaj is doing same thing, and we are also on the path to do similar thing. That's what we are supposed to do. First of all, question this: what is happening and why it is happening. Understand the nature of material world. Then who will save me? Is it that just because I understand, okay, material world is useless, material world is useless means material world is not useless. It is not relevant to me. Me means as a soul. Material world is the energy of Lord, so it cannot be useless. There is a purpose. Material world is also divine. That's the Lord's energy. Nothing is, whatever coming from Lord is divine. But my interaction with material world is useless. There is no use of getting into material world. That's what we have to see that way. It's not mithya also. It's real. Material world is real. But our identifying with material world, our transactions in material world and trying to be happy is something which is not required, which is a irrelevant things. That's what we should understand. Okay, so he was questioning that. So we have to question the status quo. Then next, if get this knowledge, but it is not that just by gaining knowledge will be liberated. Is it like that? No, it's not possible. Because suppose I now also to that extent, because we are in devotional service since long, and we are reading Prabhupada books, we are reading Bhagavatam, we are getting guidance from our gurus. We are understanding that we are not body and this is something which I am not. We understand that to some extent that realization is coming slowly. But are we getting liberated? Because we are not come to that stage. We are not realized it. We are just understood it philosophical level, mental level, or even to knowledge level. Yes, we are understanding, but realization is something different, and that needs the process. So this process has to be followed. Process is given by our Srila Prabhupada. You follow this bhakti process. So what is the vidhi bhakti or what is process? Basically, it's all taking from our knowledge platform to realization. Slowly we'll realize it. Slowly it takes. There are stages of our, and as we understand more and more about this process, we'll start realizing that I'm not this body. This is not, I'm not in this material world. I'm not supposed to be in material world. What is material world? Who is Lord? And we'll start establishing the relation with Lord. We'll get that slow, that connectivity also will start getting established. That's why we are chanting. Chanting is the key process where process, and of course it's not only process mechanical, it's a feeling, it's a surrender. It is not just process, it's a feeling, and it is a, we have to actually are surrendering to Lord. It's a surrendering to Lord. So we, based on by this process, we are trying to understand that. So what we should understand here is, just by theoretically understanding, I'm not this body, I'm in material world, I'm not in this material world, I'm not supposed to be here. What is we're not going to get that. We are going to get the liberation. We are not going to have, it's not going to happen that way. We have to follow the process. We have to surrender to Lord. So without Lord's intervention, without his devotees' interventions, this whole setup is there. Bhakti process is a whole setup. It's a science. So for anything to achieve, we need to follow the process. So similarly, if we are to get liberated, come out of this mess, we have to follow the process. So get a knowledge, understand Shastras, then start realizing it, follow the process, do chanting, surrender, and slowly you'll understand. Correct? So this is what Dhruva Maharaj is going to do now. Narad Muni is injecting some knowledge to him, saying that, look, this honor, dishonor is all material thing. He's telling you are not supposed to get disturbed by that. And he's testing his determination also, whether he'll be able to do, he want to do, because this is true for us also. The whole process of Bhakti Marga, we need to have determination. We need to have determination. Yes, I want to understand, I want to get out of this mess. I want to get out of this material world. I want to understand more. I want to establish about my relation with Lord. So that determination we should have. It's a small determination, starts with small, and then we should continue. But then there will be always some testing, because we have to, for us also, like our process, suppose 4 relative principles we have to follow. Without that, we cannot really grow into, progress into the spiritual life. That's very clear. Okay, initially up to some level we can progress without following this principle also. That's Lord's mercy. To some extent it's okay, but beyond that, we need to follow 4. That's our test. That's test. Are we really determined to do this? So it needs determination. It needs some effort to follow 4 relative principle. If I like tea, if I like some, so whatever tasty food which is prohibited, I'm going to stop, not going to consume it. That's the determination. That's the austerity. So earlier yugas, people used to do austerity. Now, these ones are there anyway. 4 relative principles are given, but they have to do much more gore, very rigorous austerities. Dhruva Maharaj is doing that, going further. That's all there. But for in Kali Yuga, we cannot do this austerity. So at least some basic austerities, in Kali Yuga is recommended. And that's what we have to do. So we should determine, I'll chant 16 rounds in a day, minimum. That's austerity. That's need determination. That's a process also. 4 negative principle. And there are many things, whatever Prabhupada has given as a formula, as a process, we have to follow. So that it needs determination. If we don't have determination, we should increase that determination. Utsaha, Dhairya, Nishaya. We should have enthusiasm to follow. Dharya, we should have patience. And Utsaha. Nishaya means determination. So this is the way bhakti has to be executed. This process has to be executed. So we are also going through similar path where we are executing our bhakti process, and there will be some issues like this. So we have to keep gaining knowledge. We keep forgetting. Problem is we keep forgetting. Today we are reading Bhagavatam. Okay, honor and insult are part of material life. It has nothing to do with your real identity. They are all mind-based feelings. They are not real feelings. It's there in your mind. This all we'll learn. For some time we'll be with that. And when the actual incidents come, we'll forget. because our mind is not strong and we are not determined. That so that determination, that strong execution of bhakti has to happen, and that will come by repeatedly reading the knowledge, repeatedly bombarding our mind that we are soul. Mind is a mischief. Uh, Mind does mischief. So we have to keep reading Shastras, regular reading Prabhupada books, because only reading shloka we may not understand. So Prabhupada, whatever Prabhupada has given the purport, we have to keep reading daily, imbibing your mind that yes, I am not body, I am soul, I am not body, I am servant of Lord Krishna. I have to execute, I have to chant. Why, like this? So we have to keep imbibing knowledge. That will increase determination. If you know the something very philosophically, if you understand by principle, based on principle, it's easy to follow the austerity also. Why I am doing this austerity? So if you understand this, if you follow the following the principle become easy if you understand why I am doing this. That is basically knowledge. So if I want love for Krishna, I'll do this for Krishna. I will sacrifice my so-called sense enjoyment, excessive sense enjoyment for Lord Krishna. If you are okay with this knowledge, if you have accepted knowledge, it will be easy for you to do it. Like, because we are loving. Bhakti is a loving thing. Bhakti is not some dry austerities. It's very difficult. Suppose in material life also, in day-to-day life also, you understand if something we love with we love somebody, and if we have to do something very little bit discomfortable thing for him, we'll do it easily because we love him. We do so many things for our friends or our children or family members, our parents. We do so many discomfort things. Why? Because we love them. So similarly, when we love Krishna, doing this becomes easy. So it's a knowledge. So by knowing knowledge, then once you do the austerity, that's actual purification starts. By knowledge, by austerity, purification starts. Yes, I will get realized. We'll get realization. If I am doing the austerity, if I am following four radio principle, our mind purification of the mind will start. We'll start realizing that yes, I'm getting less bogged down. I'm getting less bogged down by these insults, honors, gain, loss, temporary things. We'll understand. So that will keep purifying, and purification happens. We'll get lot by Lord's mercy. We'll get that loving exchanges also. And we start realizing that, yeah, it's what is Lord's position, where I am, how material world, and how I am slowly getting coming out of that. And slow purification, slow liberation will start. And attachment to Lord devotees will start. We start enjoying that relation also, slowly. It takes time, but of course it starts immediately, but it takes time to get that perfection level. So, but this is how the process is. So, Narad Muni is testing Dhruva. Are you determined? So, we should be very determined, like Dhruva. You are determined. No, he said, no, I want that position. Of course, story goes further, and Dhruva did a austerity tapasya, and Lord came and he asked, whatever you want, I'll give you. Then Dhruva says, okay, if you are there in front, I don't want anything. That's so, because that's very ultimate realize that, oh, we should not even desire also, good or bad. Even though it's transcendental, also we did not have desire. If Lord will satisfy that, but even though we should not desire anything, it just Lord's presence itself, just get attached to Lord. That's all. Just serve, surrender to Lord. Just serve the Lord. That's the only desire devotee have. Prabhupada has only desire. He wanted to serve the Lord Krishna. So like that, he also mentioned we should not worry about desires. We just have desire of surrendering, serving the Lord. So that's a different thing. But yes, he was determined. He wanted to do the tapasya, and he was questioning the status quo. Oh, why it is happening? There are still better life, and he wanted that. It's a good thing. So, but suppose we have got ego, we have got our egos, we have got all these subtle, very fine feeling, which we have to utilize to turn into spiritual desires. Suppose we have got ego. We all have got ego. False ego, true ego. True ego is our identity. False ego is also ever. So this ego is there. So we get insulted. So we should not get into the nitty-gritties of that. Why I insulted? Why I got insulted? Why he insulted me? Oh, who is he to insult? I will also insult him. It's a Maya. Then you are in trap. So instead of doing that, we can use this beautiful, I mean, so this our ego, because we have what ego, we have what our identity, which is good. True ego is a good thing. That's our identity. So nobody like to, nobody like to surrender our freedom. So that feeling in day-to-day material life, we can turn saying that, oh, why I'm getting insulted, although I don't deserve it. But we should understand you deserve it because that's our karma. Then get into knowledge, and that's what we discuss. And then develop that desire of stopping all this nonsense. No, I don't want to get tossed by this material energy. I want permanent thing. That's a good thing. And that's what we are converting. So we are using all these material feelings, material resources for developing our Krishna consciousness. That's what devotion, bhakti means. That's very simple thing. So we have to do that. That's what bhakti means. When we say we apply bhakti in practical life, means this is what it is. We use Lord's energy, material energy for Lord's service. We use so-called ego to Lord's service to get converted into Krishna consciousness. We use this, that, we use that, we use money, we use wealth, we use this, we use feeling, we use our art, for Lord to developing the Lord's devotion. And that is what uh, perfection of bhakti is. So this is what summary. And now last Prabhupada mentioned in today's second sloka is basically, I'll just read that quickly, just give me 2 minutes, then I will close. Prabhupada mentions that, but for one who is not determined and sincere, this process is very difficult. So bhakti, in shloka also is mentioned, and Prabhupada elaborate, bhakti is very easy for a sincere soul. If we are having sincerity, if we are having love towards Lord, if we are taking it by heart, bhakti is very easy process, because bhakti is all about love. It's very natural process. That's our natural bhakti, just uh, making you bring out your natural tendencies, natural conscious position in a very simple way. That is bhakti. But if we are not sincere, if we are not having that love-based relation, then it becomes very difficult to execute bhakti. Why? Because it becomes burden in that improper attitude. Oh, why I should surrender, Lord? Because nobody like to surrender in material world. Typically, nobody like to surrender to anybody. I am the boss. Now, if that is the attitude, then it's difficult to execute bhakti. But the moment we change this attitude, at least try to change, at least decide to change, that's also okay. Changing this attitude is not that easy. Even though we are following bhakti process, it takes its own course. But even though deciding some point of time by mercy of Guru, we get this understanding, no, I should surrender to Lord. This is what ego I am carrying is false ego. Then that becomes easy. Otherwise it's difficult. So for sincere souls, for if we are not really sincere about devotion or love to the Lord, if we are having very different type of perspective, it's difficult to follow bhakti. That's why everybody will not come into bhakti. Mayavadis doesn't come to bhakti. Materialist people doesn't come, because materialist people don't want to surrender. Atheist, I mean, some materialist atheist people, they don't want to surrender. They will never understand bhakti. They may read so many slokas, they may read Rama and Mahabharata, and they'll interpret in different way, but they will not. Mayavadi also read Bhagavatam, Mayavadi also read, but they will not be real awarded real bhakti. They will be awarded something else, some different transcendental position, but lower than bhakti position, because they are not fully surrendered. The whole problem is our false ego. Now, once we surrender false ego, why it should be difficult to follow bhakti? It's a very natural thing, which we, Western common sense also we can understand. And we experience this also. Even we experience in our bhakti path that sometimes when we are not in that surrender mood, it's very difficult. Chanting itself become difficult. Oh, what is this? Chant 16 wrong. Because we are not, at that moment, we are not thinking, I am the servant of Lord, and chanting nothing but interacting with Lord. Lord is in front of you. If we forget that sometimes due to Maya, and then chanting will come out. But sometimes we feel, no, I'm surrendered soul. I should do something for, and then chanting will come. That time, at least at that moment, chanting is smooth for us. So anyway, so what I'm saying is, Prabhupada, what I'm trying to explain by Prabhupada's properties, basically, we should have that very favorable attitude while executing the bhakti process. It becomes easy. Favorable attitude is sincerity. Just sincere, true to your mind. Be true to your mind. Be true to sincere. Be sincere to your mind. This is what I will do. And have very straightforward attitude. Very straightforward. You should be very straightforward, non-dubious, sincere. Things become easy. Bhakti will take care of you. Process itself will take care of Bhakti, and they will take care of you. Lord will take care of. That's how it is. Okay. So I think I will stop here because it's over time now. So I will request devotees to please, if any questions, comments are there, please feel free to discuss that. And before that, Dandat Pranam Uttam Damodar Prabhuji is also there, and he can enlighten us a little bit, adding more or correcting if anything is there, and then we can get into question and answer. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for a wonderful explanation, Prabhu. And I think the silver lining. Good morning. The silver lining today was basically what you determination. I think that's something to take home today. That determination is the most important part of our bhakti.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Thanks. Yeah. So thanks, Prabhuji. And any devotees, any comments, questions, they can add. We can just close the session to some time. Hare Krishna. So I think if there are no comments, questions, I would like to thank all devotees for sparing the time in the morning from their busy schedule. And please keep attending this Zoom class daily and get enlightened. And we'll close the session here. Hare Krishna. Thanks. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thanks.